Mike Radich here, and I'm now joined on the phone by former Bellator Featherweight champion Joe Soto. Joe, how are you?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
Yep, no problem. Joe, you picked up a win back in January at TWC 13. You defeated Chris David by submission. How did you feel about your performance in the fight?
I felt pretty good, I came out kind of slow, just controlled them a little bit, but then I picked up the pace around the beginning of the second round a little bit. So I felt pretty good about the performance because the guy's never been finished before, and I was the first one to finish him, so you got to feel good about that, and especially getting the finish. So I felt good, and I needed to win, so it felt great.
How big of a win was it for you? Because your last two fights, you've been finished in, and they're both, back-to-back losses, and the eye injury and all that stuff. How big of a win was that for you?
It was definitely a big win. I needed that. I needed that. I would definitely, for my confidence and everything, and just something you can build off of. But I had a win before that. Actually, it's not recorded, but I actually fought in a small show up north in Blue Lake Casino in California. So it's not recorded. So I had that win. That was really important. And then this one on top of that was, was much needed.
I wanted to talk a little bit about the eye injury. When you lost to Joe Warren, did you immediately feel that there was something wrong, or was it a couple days later that you noticed that there was something wrong with you? What exactly happened?
Yeah, it was like, I'm not sure how it was about maybe a couple weeks later, after the fight. I didn't really feel anything after the fight, so fine after the fight, I was actually wanted to go again. I was like, geez, I want to get back in this cage. But I felt fine after the fight. It was just a couple weeks later when I was driving back to Center Road. But once I got back, we sat down to watch TV, and I started seeing a black spot out of my eye, and went to the doctor about a day later. I didn't feel it right after the fight. I guess it was just something that then it happened a couple weeks later. Just started seeing black spots out of nowhere.
And with the injury, was there ever a time where you doubted that you were going to be back, or did you always know that, if I take some time off, eventually I'll be able to return?
No, there was definitely, when you get an injury like that, something serious like that, you got a lot of things rush through your head. So, there was a time when I didn't know if I really wanted to continue fighting. I didn't know if it was worth it, I definitely thought maybe I wouldn't fight again. So, a lot of things go through your head, and that definitely went through my head. But then at the end of the day, I decided, I can't stay away from the sport. I still felt like I have a lot to prove still. I still feel like I have a lot to prove. So, I made the decision, to try to come back. So, that's what I'm doing.
The fight against Eddie Yagan, was that a factor in that fight, the eye injury, or was it just his night and not yours?
I don't know. It's hard to say. I don't want to take any credit away from Eddie because he got to move at the perfect time. That guillotine at the perfect time. I knew what he could go for. I don't know if I didn't think he would go for it, or if I didn't think he would get it. And right when I switched to a double leg, it was just perfect timing. And I was stuck. But it was something I knew. I knew what he could go for at that time. But before that, I watched the video a couple times. I felt like I fought a little bit different. I was a little bit more tentative and more cautious than usual. I think it definitely, though, before the fight was more in my mind. I don't know. Maybe I wasn't mentally ready. Looking back on it now, before the training camp before that fight, I was still preparing. I was still getting used to getting hit again. Trusting my eye would hold up. So I don't know. Maybe I wasn't mentally ready for that. Maybe I didn't. Wasn't 100% mentally. So I think it kind of affected me a little bit. But I got to give credit to Eddie too. He had a good fight.
A lot of people say you learn more from losses than you do wins. What have you learned from those two losses?
From the Joe Warren fight, it was something that I already should have known. Just take care of business and get out of there, not mess around. Now that year, emotions get the best of me, and, you know, I kind of, you know, let the emotions get the best of me, and I was walking to the cage, he was yelling at me, cussing at me. So by the time I got in the cage, I was kind of fired up, and I wanted to make him pay. But, you know, I've always known before that, you know, so much you want to get your head, should, you know, keep your emotions under control. But, you know, so it was just that, you know, learning that lesson, like, you know, keep your emotions under control, take care of business, get out of it. Don't mix business with pleasure, you know. And for the Yeagan fight, it was just more, make sure I'm mentally ready before I step in that cage, you know, and not take it of the mental side of things.
Had you won that fight, there was a rumor going around that you were going to be in that season's Bellator Bantamweight tournament. Are you still under contract with Bellator?
Yeah, I'm still under contract with Bellator. Yeah, I was going to be in the Bantamweight tournament. They decided after I lost that fight that they didn't want me in there, so, you know, that's fine with me. Still think I could have competed in there and you know, won it, but whatever. Yeah, I'm still under contract with Bellator, though. I think I was like 4 fights last time I deal with them.
Why did you decide to move down to bantamweight? Was it just because you felt that you'd be bigger at that weight? What exactly led you to the decision to go to that weight class?
I don't know. Maybe just a bunch of different things are in my head. I don't know. It's another. I don't know. I just think it'd be. I think it's like my more natural way. You know, 45 I can kind of eat whatever I want. If I don't want to run, I don't have to run. You know, I could probably be a little bit lazier at 45. So I was just thinking, you know, maybe it'll make me a little bit more disciplined cutting down at 35. And then it's just another it's just another challenge for me just to get down there. It should be fun. It's just another challenge for me to get down to 35. It's something like to challenge myself, man. And I think it'd be a good weight class for me. I think I'd be way stronger than a lot of people. I think it's more of a better weight class for me, especially like, you know, people are starting to drop down to 45s. 45s now for 55s, and people are getting bigger. So, you know, but I mean, I know I can compete at both weights if I want. I've even fought 55s before, so. But I just think it's more of a challenge of myself, and I don't know, just wanted to do it.
From what I understand, your new nickname is now One Bad Mofo. Why did you decide to change to that? What was wrong with the hammer?
I don't know. I never really liked that hammer, and it was just something that was like somebody like just gave it to me without me knowing. They just introduced me with the hammer one time, and you know it was stuck. So I read this thing on, I think it was like Cage Potato or something. It was like a bio about me, and they wanted me to change my name to the One Bad Mofo, and I kind of liked it. I just thought it was funny, so I was like, man, let me get this. Like, it kind of goes. I wanted to change from the hammer. I didn't really like that name.
Did it have anything to do with there's Matt Hamill, Mark Coleman, all those guys? They're the hammer. You wanted to be a little bit different?
Yeah, exactly. I don't like that when somebody has a name, and I don't want to be like, you know. I mean, they're really great fighters, and I just want to be my own person, and I didn't like having the same nickname as somebody else. I just thought it was like really. I don't know. I just thought it was really corny for me to have the same nickname as somebody else. But I mean, One Bad Mofo was pretty corny too. But it's a little bit funny, you know. Like when somebody hears it, I don't know. Every time I hear it, I start laughing for them.
How many fights would you like to take this year? Do you plan on being very active, bouncing around to a bunch of local shows on the regional circuit, or do you plan on trying to work things out so you can take like maybe a non-tournament qualifier bout in Bellator? What exactly are your plans for the year?
Yeah, I really want to stay busy. I think we're working on some stuff right now. I haven't really asked my manager, but he said he's working on a few things. So it doesn't matter. I just want to stay as busy as possible. I want to at least get 2 more fights in. 2 more fights in ASAP pretty soon. Maybe 3 by the end of the year. Yeah, I want to stay busy. Coming from a wrestling background, I love staying busy. I hate not fighting, so I'm definitely gonna stay busy. So you should be hearing, hopefully, that I got something coming in pretty soon.
And from From what I understand, from what you told me earlier this week, that you're doing some coaching. Where exactly is this? You're coaching wrestling. Is this at the high school level, middle school level? Is this at a gym? Where exactly is this?
Well, I'm just coaching here at North Carolina at the gym here. I did like a wrestling class for a little bit until the season started. So I was kind of helping out some high school kids, but the season started, and they still come in once in a while, and I just kind of I went to one of the tournament right before state. Just went to go help them out. Just kind of go coach them a little bit. Just had 2 guys there. So I just went and did that. That's pretty fun.
Are there any fighters out there that you'd like to fight? Is there anybody who you've said, oh, maybe this would be a good matchup for me, or people think that this guy's a top guy and I think that, I'm better than him, so that'd be a good fight for me? Who exactly are some fighters that you'd like to face, if any?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, some of the top guys in the UFC, I can definitely see me beating a lot of people in the UFC, and I think I could have done really well at that bantamweight tournament. With the Yagan fight, I think it was kind of like more mental than anything. It was, I don't know. I think anybody that I'd always want to fight Uriah Faber. I think it would be a good fight. I think I could. I think I'm a better wrestler than him. I don't think he could take me. I think I could take him down. I don't think he could take me down. It'd be an exciting fight. I don't think anybody at 35, man. I don't see anybody being a better wrestler than me. As you watch the Joe Warren fight, I mean, at the first round, I kind of killed him. He couldn't even take me down. He tried a couple of takedown attempts, and like he was like a Greco world champion. I really don't think there's anybody with better wrestling than me at 135. So anybody at 135, I just want to get back in there and try to, still trying to build my way back up. It was more of a mental thing, I guess, after this injury, but and definitely not to come back and hopefully get one of these fights in, one day in the UFC or some of these Bellator guys or whatever.
Is that an end goal for you? Would you like to be in the UFC? Because a lot of fighters that I talk to that are outside of the UFC that are fighting on the regional circuit, everyone says that they want to be in the UFC. Do you fall in that category of fighters, or does it not matter to you as long as you're fighting, good competition wherever? It doesn't matter what organization.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, eventually I'll work my way over there. Hopefully they see me back. Fighting in a tournament in Bellator or something. But I think that's the end goal. That's the big place right now. But it's whatever, as long as I'm fighting, as long as I'm winning, as long as I'm happy. Maybe one day I'll end up over there, get that belt or something.
Joe, real quick before I let you go, do you have any sponsors you'd like to thank? Anything you want to say to the fans?
No, I just want to, thank my team, North Carolina, thank Nick Terrell, my coach. Thank all my fans that keep following me, keep supporting me. I just want to thank everybody, really.
Joe, thank you for taking the time to talk. I really appreciate it.